Hello, my name is Steve Demick. I'm a freelance software developer with experience in Python, DevOps, cloud automation, also monitoring observability with tools like Grafana and Splunk, and full stack software development. I could do front ends in JavaScript, React, Vue. I could do back ends with Flask or Fast API or Django. I've been doing a series of videos on software development and also highlighting any type of new gigs that come up. And I just wanted to go over one that I've been working on. That's like a part two of a previous one, but the full implementation of this thing called the asset tracker. Okay, so it's working with a company in Australia. They do license plate cameras, traffic cameras for speeding tickets and other traffic offenses, that type of thing. It's a great company to work for. They're a bunch of really smart people that are on the ball. They really know what they're doing. It's an excellent time to work with those guys. They have their product consists of a base unit down here. This is a base unit. This is a mast. This is a boom. It's got 3 different cameras on it. It's got a widescreen camera up here. It's got a face camera down here, and it's got a license plate camera here. This base unit has feet, and you'll see all those things in the software as it's presented. All right, the technology stack we're talking about here is a Vue, Vuetify, JavaScript, Node front end in a Docker container, and a back end that's got Fast API, Python, scopg to talk to a Postgres database. These things could be built and deployed using Docker Compose. They can be deployed to Google Cloud as well, and that's what they're doing. So they're running from Google Cloud. All right, how the asset tracker works. So we're going to go through really quick a rundown of how they might use it. This is all test data. It's all bogus, but it's in there. It's all test data. The front screen shows the different types of asset, which is a base unit, cameras, or other items. Okay, other items are things that go with the base unit that are one-off type things. It could be per location or per client. They're attached to the base unit. They need to be tracked, but they're not part of the standard product. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of show what would be done. These things, the base units and the cameras, the base units, they'll put them together, do a bunch of tests on them, and deploy them to the field. The base unit could come back. Cameras can be swapped out, right? And they could be redeployed. Maintenance could be done. They could be redeployed to a different location. It's not necessarily that you put together a base unit and it stays that way for the rest of the product life. No, these things are more dynamic, so they need to be able to track the history of the locations these things are at. What base unit a camera's been in, the different maintenance that's occurred on it, and that type of thing. So we need history type of tracking that's lacking because they're a small company, and like I said, they've relied on lean processes and very little tooling, so they've been tracking all this stuff with a spreadsheet. Kind of gets overwhelming for them. They lose data, that type of thing, right? So that's what this does. So we're going to do a basic thing. We're going to create a base unit. It's going to have 3 cameras and another item. We're going to run a system test checklist on it, and we're going to see how all that looks. So it is currently 345. We're going to create a base unit called BU345. It's going to have a location of 345. It's going to have new feet and a new mass bearing. We're going to submit that. Now, it doesn't show up on this front page because it's paginated, so we go to the back, the final page, and BU345 is right there. Okay, so now we're going to add cameras. We're going to add one called CF345. Okay, it's going to be a face camera. Add that. We're going to add another camera called CLP345. It's going to be a license plate camera. Submit that. We're going to add another camera called CW345. It's going to be a widescreen camera. We're going to submit that. We're going to add another item called Other Item 345. submit that. We're going to come to the base unit's details page. This, you can add these things during the creation to the base unit, but I want to show you how it's done through the base unit details screen. So we find 345, base unit 345. We double click on it. That brings us to the base unit detail screen. We're going to add our cameras here. We're going to add face camera CF345. Now this drop down is populated. It's going to show all the cameras not associated with a base unit. And CF345 was not. It's the last one created, so it pops up on top. We're going to add that. Okay, so we're going to add another one. We could filter these things and say we only want to look at license plate cameras. We're going to get CLP345. We're going to add that. All right, we're going to do that again. We're only going to look at widescreen cameras. Drop that down. It's only got widescreen cameras, and we're going to add that. So now we got 3 cameras on this base unit. Now we're going to add another other item. So the same thing with the other item. It's going to drop down any other item that's not associated with a base unit. It's only got one. This other item 345. So we're going to go ahead and add this guy. So now we got a base unit that's got 3 cameras and an other item. All right. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to execute the system test on that. So we're going to say system test checklist. We're going to add our technician name, which is me, Steve D. Base unit is BU345. We found that guy. Okay, we're going to execute the general tests here. So we're going to execute all these and say they pass, but this guy, Jetson, is powered by 12 volt. He's going to fail. So we're going to do the same thing with the face cameras. We're going to do the same thing with the license plate cameras. Do the same thing with the widescreen cameras. Do the same thing with the LiDAR. Notice the LiDAR has this camera, the widescreen camera. It's because LiDAR and widescreen actuators are packaged with the widescreen camera, but they're executed as a separate series of tests. So we're going to go through there and do that. Boom. We're going to do the same thing. Widescreen actuators, radar. All right, wind meter, and masts. All right, we're going to do all this stuff. We're going to submit the checklist. It's going to come up and tell us the ones that aren't checked, and those are failing. So what's going to happen is anything that fails, we're going to get a maintenance task generated by that. So that looks good. We think all those are failing. We're going to say yes. All right, we're going to go back and we're going to double click on the base unit and details, and we're going to see that a nice note was generated saying, the system test checklist was executed by the technician, the port date, and the number of total tests, the tests that passed, the tests that failed, the percentages for each, and all the failed tests are listed. And there's 10 here. We scroll down and look at our maintenance task, and indeed 5 maintenance tasks were generated. We asked 5, and there's 10 up here, but the camera ones are generated per camera, not for the base unit. These are only base unit maintenance tasks. All right, so for each camera, we double click on that. We go to a camera details screen, and we could see that each one of it's got maintenance tasks as well. So the face camera has maintenance tasks. The license plate camera has maintenance tasks. And the widescreen camera has maintenance tasks. Yes. And total all those up, and there's 10 total. All right, so on the maintenance task, we're going to we're going to update one of these guys. All right, say that, hey, it was a false positive, but we went back and retested, and that thing turns out that it passes. What we're going to do here is we're going to say Steve D, and we're going to complete that maintenance on it. So we're going to say complete. We're going to confirm that. All right, we're going to go back, and it's going to say, now it's going to be last done date was the 25th, and the new due date is the 25th. So it's basically the last done date and the due date are the same, so it means it's done and it's no longer in progress. All right, so that's all cool. We've done all that. All right, so now we're going to go back to our base unit and then back to our front screen here. We're going to look at this BU345 here, and we're going to say we're going to want to generate a history report off of that thing. So let's do it. and it's going to tell you everything that happened to that base unit. It was created with all those things. We added cameras to it. We added another item. We did a system test checklist. We executed that. It was executed by Steve D. It did all these tests. Some of them passed. Some of them failed. All right, we got some failures down there as well, scattered throughout. We can look at the next page. We can look at all that stuff. So we have a nice history of, what happened with a unit, how he was created, what was added to him, all the tests that have been run on him, all the various. You could add maintenance tasks directly, and you could see, what gets done to each unit along the way. So also these tests can be exported to CSV. So we could export that thing. We could bring up the history report in a CSV, and it'll show you exactly the same thing in a CSV file. And that's it. So it's been great fun working on this. Like I said, this company is excellent. I really like them and appreciate how much trust they give their employees to do what they need to do. Excellent work experience. So thank you all for everybody, and I hope you enjoy.